Our next step is tag styles for exporting on page 411. Okay, the HTML format supports a specific text structure, which is the base on tags that identify different elements of the text, such as headings, paragraphs, and so on. The layout you're working on was designed with several paragraph and character styles that control the appearance of the copy. You can use export tagging to map the existing styles to define tags that are recognized by the digital format, and that's what we are going to be doing next. Okay, do not close out articles. We are going to need it later. But what you need to do next is open up paragraph styles. Now I have my paragraph styles over here to the right. If you do not have your paragraph styles over to the right, go up to Window, Paragraph Styles, Windows Styles, Paragraph Styles, and open up the panel. Okay, let's click out in the gray area because it says with nothing. I'm going to dig out these two because we are going to need them for several things, because if I click anywhere else, they kind of like to disappear on me. There we go. Okay, with nothing selected, double-click the heading style in the panel to open that one up. So what we're going to do in the dialog box of paragraph styles is there's a heading one, and I'm going to double-click and open up the paragraph style options dialog box. And in resulting dialog box, what I want to do is, if I look down at the very bottom of the list on the left-hand side, there is one called Export Tagging, and that's the one that we want to select. When that is open, okay, in the tag menu, in the EPUB and HTML box, what you want to do for that tag is select H1. Okay, and make sure to include classes in HTML is checked. In the class box, what you want to, in the class field, what you want to do is type heading, which I just did in mine. And then I also want to check the emit CSS and split document. So emit CSS is right below class, and then further down you will see split document EPUB only, and that needs to be checked as well. And then I'm going to click OK, and that now takes care of the heading dialog box, or the heading. Now what we're going to do is double click subheading and open it up again. The tag for the export tagging again. The tag for this one is going to be H2. Okay, in the class section, we are going to type subhead. Okay, emit CSS is checked. Split document EPUB is unchecked for this particular one, and click OK. The third one we're going to do is page 1 copy. Open up that dialog box by double clicking on page 1 copy. Again, go down to export tagging, and what we want for the tag on this one is the P, paragraph tag. In the class, we're going to put intro copy, all lowercase, intro dash copy. And then we are going to check, leave emit CSS checked and split document unchecked, and click OK. Last but not least, we are going to do the body copy. So double click body copy. Go down on the left hand side to export tagging. This one we're also going to make a paragraph tag. So select the P, and in the class name, main text, so it's main dash text, all lowercase. And we are going to check the emit CSS and leave the split document unchecked, and click OK. Now in the character styles, so click on your character styles. we want to double click the class name style. So double click that. It opens up the character style option box. We are going to go down to the export tagging. And in the tag area, you want it to say automatic. You want to check or make sure that include classes and HTML is checked. You're going to give it a name of class-name, all lowercase. And emit CSS needs to be checked as well. Once those are all done, click OK. And then we can close the paragraph styles option box. No, actually don't close it yet, because what we have to do is put these character styles back on none and paragraph styles back on basic paragraph. Once you have both of those, let's do a Control S to save our work. And I think we're done with those, so we can go ahead and close them out. Now, next step is the actual export of the HTML on page 414. As you probably know, HTML is the code that defines a web page. Although InDesign is not a professional web design application, you can export HTML code from an existing layout to make repurposing the content far easier than creating HTML from scratch. Your client has stated that HTML file you create is going to be placed into the content area of a primary website. He is mainly concerned with the content, text and images, rather than duplicating the print brochure layout. So we aren't going to be actually using the whole thing. By completing the previous exercises, you have laid the groundwork for exporting HTML file. That will be an excellent starting point for meeting those needs. So with the brochure open, make sure all items in the articles panel are checked. So this is why I didn't want you to close the articles panel. And just look at the left-hand side and make sure the intro picture, intro, body copy, call image, and call to action are all checked on the left-hand side, which they are. And then once that is done, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go up to File. I am going to go down to Export, left click on Export. And the first thing I need to do is inside the CA Council boxes, I need to make a new folder. So inside the box, I'm just going to right click, New Folder, and I'm going to call it Upload. Then what I'm going to do is double click to open it to where I am inside the upload folder. I am going to go down to save file type as, and I'm going to choose HTML. And then I'm going to name it Community Arts Council. All lowercase with dashes in between. And I'm going to bash the people who did this, because you never, ever do an HTML page with capital letters. So do not capitalize that. And .html. You want to make sure that the use InDesign document name as file output name is not checked, and click Save. It's going to open up a dialog box. And in the dialog box, you're going to see all sorts of interesting things. And it says review the general options. And under general, you're going to see export document. Then you're going to see something called content order. This menu defines how content is ordered in the export file. Then you're going to see bullets and numbering below that. And you can choose the menus to map those. And then view HTML after exporting. Leave that one checked. Okay, so choose the same as article button under content order. So in content order, change it from based on page layout to same as articles panel, which we have already done. Then we're going to go over and click image on the left-hand side, and you'll see all sorts of other options available for images. Copy images, preserve appearance from layout, resolution, image size, image aligns in space, image conversion, GIF options, JPEG options, ignore objects, export settings, all sorts of good stuff. In this, what we are going to do is in the image options area, we are going to do image spacing fields at 10 pixels each, and it looks like they are already set at that, so we will leave it at that. This is right here, right in the middle. Okay, and click OK to export the HTML file. And it should open a browser for you that you can see what it looks like. Now, right now we have no CSS files or anything else attached to it. So all you are seeing is just basic HTML stuff. Okay, at this point, go ahead and close that browser window. And what we're going to do is we're going to choose File and Export again. And when clicking Save, if you ask if you want to replace, you're going to say yes. And this time, click on Advanced Options on the left-hand side of the dialog box and uncheck the Generate CSS option. Then what we're going to do is we are going to click Add Style button. And it's right below, you'll see a box that says Additional CSS, and below that you're going to see a button that says Add Style Sheet. That's what we want to click, which is going to open up the where we are working. But what I want you to do is go back to the CA Council, and what you want to select is the HTML-style CSS and click Open, which is going to attach it to this web page. So now once we have added that, we will click OK at the bottom. And look what it's done when it opens up the browser this time. You're going to see that with the style sheets, it's now going to match the other web pages and everything else, and looks really, really good. So once you've done that, go ahead and close out that browser and go back to the web page. And let's do a Control S to save our work in InDesign. And next we're going to continue to the final stage, which is building an EPUB document.